Nice intro for the morning. Fresh off a cold. Stay cold. Jeez. What up, Doc? You know, this gonna be the last one for like the next 2 years. Nah, I give it up. Caffeine morning show. Sticks. We gonna do this thing like this.
AM Caffeine Show. AM Caffeine Show. It's your boy DOC.
It's your girl Mila J.
And DJ Smooth Melody.
Once again, we are back. We haven't been here since Thanksgiving, so we didn't get a chance to really say Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, so it's a little late. But Happy Thanksgiving.
Gobble, mother.
Marla, what did you do? I know you ate a lot, Marla, because you probably gained like about 30. The last time I saw a picture, you look kind of big.
Doc, you must want to be cyber choked out.
No, I'm saying, no. I know you, Marla, I know you like to eat.
I can low-key reach through and put hands on you, low-key.
How much did you eat?
Listen, so what? I ate a lot, but I don't look like I ate a lot. Don't be trying to make it seem like I'm a big girl over here. You know what I'm saying? Watch out for the big girl. But yeah, I ate a lot. I had a great Thanksgiving with my hood family.
That's right. Smooth D, what's cracking? I ain't seen you since then either. What's happening?
I did eat. I monitored myself, but I did take some snacks home from.
Snacks.
Yeah,
You took some snacks home.
Yeah. See, that's how I justify. I don't eat a lot of food, but then I'll hit the snacks on the back end. Balances it out.
That balance. That's what that works for you. That's the balance, huh?
That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with.
So today on the AM Caffeine Show, this is an interview that I've been wanting to happen for a minute. You guys know Smooth D, Mila J. When we talk about vocalists and who are some of my favorite voices, you know, it's always Brandy, Coco, or is on my top. But as I get deeper into the conversation, there are some voices that I think are incredible that sometimes don't get mentioned like they should. But then when you bring up their name, people are like, oh yeah, you know what? She is dope.
They be trying to tell you I'm dope, Doc. That
absolutely is not you. Just because you're almost the same complexion as our guest, your voice is nowhere near the same. So today, one of my favorite voices, I think her tone is incredible, absolutely sounds like nobody else. And doesn't get the recognition for having such a dope voice that I think that she should. She's really an incredible artist to me. She's been a part of her group, been nominated for so many different awards, now embarking on a solo career. She's going to be bringing us a solo effort before Christmas. We don't have a date, but we'll get into that. The one and only, my mother effing friend, who, again, our relationship, we have a great relationship after like the first 15 minutes. First 15 minutes when I see her, she be coming for me. But then it gets cool after that. The one and only, my homegirl today, Meelah in the mother effing building.
Hey y'all.
Meelah, what's up?
I mean, I just feel you took me through so many emotions with that intro. Like I don't even know. Thank you, I guess. Thank you, Doc. Thanks for the love, friend.
Well, I had to.
Seriously.
Before I tear you down, I have to bring you up.
That is not good.
Insane.
Have you been to therapy? Do you know what that is? Okay.
He needs to go to therapy.
Gosh, that is so not cool. Okay, with a woman, there's a terminology for that.
What is it?
Psycho.
For real.
Gaslighting. Okay, look it up.
For real. Meelah knows, as much as we joke, just how much of a fan I am of her voice. Truly, I think her voice is incredible and her tone is like no one else's.
Thank you.
She fine. She fine. She being
Lord.
fine.
Well, not the
She came on the scene fine
No,
and
she
just
do.
consistently remain fine. You know how some people, they go through this rough stage, you be like, oh,
You know
what's
what?
happening? Is she okay? She
Sis,
never hit that stage.
Well, listen, I don't know, because, life will get you, honey. I just know how to conceal it and preserve it. You hide out when you go through this. That's all.
Yes,
Thank you,
ma'am. Come on, moisturize. That's all.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. Every time I see Meelah, where it's usually, I guess, like the last few times I've seen her, we've done shows together because I represent Next. So we do a lot of shows with 702. And every time I see her, she always looks great. She's always on point. And Meelah don't hang out. Meelah, like you take it right to the room when the show. As soon as y'all say good night, she's out of there.
You be like, thank you, San Diego.
Let me tell you something, Mo. First of all, your girl been in the game since 1996, right? And so
talk your talk.
When I was younger, I definitely didn't hang out then. Like, I was just like super green and naive. So I didn't really do much back then. But then as I got older, child, and of age, I was in them streets. Mother has seen and done some things. So now I'm like, I'm a mother now. And
aren't you happy that back then they didn't have all the Instagram?
Girl, all the cameras and girl. Because if you heard rumors, I can deny them. Nope.
Right, that wasn't me.
That wasn't me.
Never happened. I don't know him. Sorry for that man.
Thank you. I don't know what you think you thought you knew about me, what you thought you heard. Nope. It ain't actually false. I try my best not to really hang out, especially Doc with shows, man. You still at work. Like I'm still on the clock. So
absolutely.
I don't play them games. I do my dirt after I'm back at home.
Yes.
But and she's not lying. Like when the show's over, I won't see her, and then I may text her the next day, like Meelah, I didn't even say goodbye. Oh boy, I'm back at home.
Well, I've learned that that is the best and safest and most responsible way.
Absolutely.
To, keep yourself out of trouble.
No, you ain't never lied about that.
Well, I mean, and not that I'll be like wilding, but it's just like, if I want to go have a nightcap and have a glass of wine, I can do that in a room in private and go to sleep. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's it.
Right.
You need to write a note to these new girls. You need to write a note to them and let them know.
Listen, but
you ruining your life.
Girl, but that's why I have 3 followers on social media, because I'm not, and I know that, and that's okay, because I choose to be private, and I choose to not engage myself in a whole lot of, different things. Like, I don't be in the blogs. I guess that's why I may be considered boring, because I'm not going to be in no mess. I'm minding my business. I just know how easy it is to fall into. I'm good.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, like you said, and not just a little bit of history. Like you said, you've been in the game since 1996. Does it feel like that, Meelah? Does it feel like you've been in it this long?
It does not. It's weird. Well, it depends, I guess, under certain circumstances sometimes. But no, it went so fast, Doc. It's strange. Like, I was 17, I guess. Yeah.
Right.
And now I'm like 42. It's like, where did the time? I don't feel like that. I don't know where it went. It's a blessing though. Like, it was good to be able to be like, yo, the album, my first album dropped 20 plus years ago. That's crazy.
That is so
that's nuts.
That is so crazy, because I was
that time flew.
I was around, working at Motown, and I was around the whole Biv 10 family. I was on the Biv 10 basketball team. So even though, like, Meelah and I weren't friends, I've seen her trajectory from then till now, right? So when you say and you put it in that perspective, like that, like, where did the time go?
I don't know. I don't know. It flew. Like, that first album, I think Stilo dropped in like October of 96 or something like that, and then by December we was on the road with New Edition, had us opening for that Home Again tour.
The Home Again tour, yeah.
Crazy.
The same thing is that I remember when I was part of 702. I remember when y'all first
came
out.
You was there, sis. You held it down.
I knew all the routines. Do you hear me? Listen, I was like, if anybody needs a replacement, if anybody need a day off, I got you.
That's when we used to have to do the 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'll be like, don't y'all give me no choreography. Sit down. Nope.
I'm doing one job today, and that's sing.
That's it.
What's funny is I went back and I hadn't seen the video in a minute, and I watched Stilo today, and I didn't even realize, or maybe I forgot, that Jason Weaver,
Jay Weave, was my dude in the video.
Was in the video, and he was like your love interest, I guess, in the video, right?
Isn't that funny? Yes. Shout out to Jason Weaver. Yes, Jason Weaver.
Hey, we got to get Jason on the show. I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago. Meelah, but at that time, when he was in the video, did you know that Jason had an album out on Motown?
I don't think so. If I did, they had told us that, here's your fellow label mate And that's no disrespect, Jason. If you hear this, that's no shade, friend. It's so long ago.
Right.
But I'm sure they probably told us at the time. And then I became a fan. I definitely realized, like, you know, how magnificent he is. Like, he's such a gift as well. He's so talented. But I think it was like him, Terrell Hicks.
Exactly.
Like,
I think
like,
Keith was in it too.
Wow.
Was Keith in that too? Keith was in that from Subway, wasn't he? Was he in that video?
In the video? No. He was when the girls did their song.
Right.
Subway song. This was game. Yeah. No, but isn't that crazy? It's just like, you just forget, because I didn't even realize Terrell Hicks was, I think I saw, not Belly, what's the movie when she was younger? And I was just like, oh my gosh, she was.
Bronx.
Yes, Bronx Tale. Yes.
Yes,
and I was just like, oh my gosh, she was also my label mate, and Janae, and like, you just
exactly.
be forgetting. And I remember now, like, seeing them in the, you know, in the hallways sometimes at Motown, and we go up to the building. Crazy.
Motown was crazy back then, though. Motown had everybody.
Motown was.
For a minute, it was popping.
Okay, first of all, you're not gonna be we were. Listen,
no, because I was there. No, I was there.
You already slid yourself into the Big Ten roster.
Hey, I can't erase history. I can't erase history.
Don't get on my nerve, Doc.
Mila, question in regards to the Biv 10 and then the transition, like when Andre Harrell came over and he took over.
Mm-hmm.
Where was 702 at in the middle of that? Like, because was it still? Did you guys still strictly Biv 10 once Andre came over, or was
we were so confused? Listen to me. All I know is we had like 3 presidents. We went from Biv 10, and then I guess I don't know who gave Michael this so-called like ultimatum, if you will, for lack of a better word. But he had to he had to decide, like, were we gonna stay with him or, you know, go over to Motown. And he let us go ahead and go to Motown. He kept Subway. And
you see how that turned out. Sorry.
You know what? It was Andre. It was we had it was some Gerald Busby?
No, Busby. Andre. Yeah, I think so. Yep.
After that, like, we had, every time I look up, it was just like new product managers, and just everything just was always changing. But yeah, it was interesting. We didn't know what was going on. It just happened. Next thing we know, we were strictly Motown.
Right. Did that affect? Did it affect? Do you feel that it affected the project? And did it help? Like, how was it creatively?
I think it affected the project in a bad way. I think there just wasn't a whole lot of communication with us, and so we just really didn't understand because we were so young and or know what was going on. But we just went with the flow. But we love Mike. Shout out to Mike, and Mike is the reason why I'm even in 702, because he wanted to remix the group. And while Misha and Irish's brother-in-law suggested, hey, tell her, because we all went to the same high school, tell her come audition, I had to re-audition like months later for Mike at his crib in LA. He had to, he had to put his stamp of approval on it.
Right.
So had he been like, nah, she whack, because it was 2 of us that auditioned, because he was trying to keep it a 4-girl group. And he decided to let my homegirl go and keep me. And so, I could have been replaced too. So shout out to Michael Davis for seeing whatever he saw in me and keeping me in the group.
Are you still friends with the girl?
Yes, that's one of my closest friends, actually. Tiffany Villarreal.
Is she gonna be like, I should have been in the group?
Not at all. You know what's crazy? Tiffany had such an interesting story too. Like, she ended up signed to RCA and Dr. Dre, and she's a Latina chick. She's dope. He just, I think, wanted to. I don't know why he made it a 3-girl group, but he decided to keep it a trio child. And I said, well,
like, it's gonna be a blackity black.
But she was around for so long, like,
right.
You know what? She was around for a minute though. Like, she kept traveling with us, hanging out with us. Like, Tiffany was always in the mix, so she didn't feel no way. She good. She Gucci.
Did you guys keep a relationship with Missy?
Yes, I definitely did. I always was Missy's like little sister. We just hit it off, and I would do. As time went on, I started doing different little sessions and stuff with Missy. I did a song with her and Genuine. Missy lives out here. One of her homes is out here in Atlanta, and when I first moved here, I go to her crib and record. Where's the music, Miss? Give me my songs, girl.
Right.
I would work with Missy all the time. Like, but aside from working, me and her just always act silly because she's crazy. So I'm like, she adopted me as like her little sister.
Nice.
Yes. I speak to her every blue moon. Like, she'll go into hiding and she'll come out. But we always keep in touch. She just hit me not too long ago crazy about Verzuz. She's so crazy.
Oh, but you gonna do Verzuz?
No, we was just laughing about just the craziness of Verzuz and how huge it's become. And she was just like, y'all should do a Verzuz. And I'm like, girl,
who y'all gonna go against?
That's what I said.
Versus who?
I said, Miss Who, girl. So she was she thought it would be a good idea, but I was just like,
So who did she think would have been
I think she said Total, and I forgot. And the only reason it's crazy because I thought about every girl group that I could around the same time. I was like, Black, that wouldn't work because I guess it's about like catalog and
they don't have enough body of work. No. Black doesn't have enough body of work to with you guys, I wouldn't think.
And then it was 3LW, and I was like, no, that won't work either.
Girl, promises.
So see, these are all these people's words on the Cafe AM show, whatever they get.
These are not express.
These are not the written express consent.
I do not, right. I do not express or condone the opinions that are, but no, it's crazy because I was like, SWV was out before us, Escape was out before us, you know what I mean? TLC before us, like they kind of paved the way for us. And so I was just like, hey, he said Total came out in 96. Total had 2 albums. Y'all had 3, but we really did essentially have like 2 because the third one, Child, was out before it.
That actually would be a good one. That would actually not be bad.
I said, how did I not think of Total? That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Nobody did.
Yeah,
and I rock with them.
That's what's happening.
I love them. Those are my girls.
That's the rumor we're going to start. That's the rumor we're going to start right there.
Yeah.
Go ahead. That's a misconception.
You heard it here first. 702.
You got to put it out there and get the fans to want it. And so, put it out there, y'all. Go ahead.
That'd be dope.
I would love to do it for the culture, whoever, child. It don't matter. Because the thing is, if people just stop getting so competitive, which is never going to happen. People be like, it's all about the singing and we sold more records. And it's like, no, it's really just about the catalog and just the for the culture, man. We in the house. It was so fun. Yeah. So we'll see.
3 albums with 702. My favorite song out of all of 702, and I'm going to ask you if you had to pick one song. My favorite song is Star.
Oh, dog. See, now you'll be my friend for that.
That's my favorite 702 song.
Because nobody gets Star. Star was slept on because it's a little different. You either love it or you hated it. It's definitely a stylistic song for real. Wrote it and produced it, I think, in a certain way, kind of like a period piece, if you will. Like it had a certain vibe to it. And everybody didn't get it. But, the fans was mad because they like, that shouldn't have been the first single. I Still Love You, which is the other song he did, should have been the first single. I'm like, well, child, should have, would have, could have. Take it up with Motown because they dropped the ball on the whole damn project.
Right.
And I'll confirm with Doc because anytime he asks for a 702 song, it's Star.
Really? Yeah. Okay, you're my friend too.
Star's my just everything about the song. It feels great. You sound great. I like the production. It's just like
a fun song. It's a fun song. And if you saw the little video, we did that. Shout out to LA. We did that at
You got World on Wheels?
World on Wheels.
Yeah. And you guys didn't get shot. They be shooting over there, World on Wheels.
I get shot up. Thank you, Lord. It was not.
It
was not shoot 'em up, bang bang that day. Not at all.
They were like, no, not tonight. 702 is here.
Listen, it was in the daytime, honey. We got up out of there.
She said, "You got to be out of here before it's nightfall."
Yeah, so it's a fun video. It is. If you skate, you really get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got that vibe. Mm-hmm.
After having 3 albums, and going on as a solo artist, do you find it to be difficult because you were in a group, trying to be becoming a solo artist? Does that kind of hurt you a little? Does it handcuff you a little bit? Do people just want to see you in 702?
I think yes and no. I used to feel like absolutely yes. Because they just don't want you to live, honey. They don't want you to rock. They just all they know is what they know, and that's all they want to associate you with, and that's just it. Right. It's like, oh my God, let me live. But as time has gone on, I don't think it's just that. I think for me, my number one thing is, and this is not this is not a difficulty. This is just my life. It's my son. Like my son kind of just took over my entire life. You know, I raised a special needs son who's on the spectrum, and that comes with just a lot of responsibility. Being a mom comes with a lot of responsibility anyway. But having a child that's on the spectrum is just like a whole another ballgame. So like my hustle and my drive and like my, you know, tenacity and like how I really could be out in the streets hustling, just it's not the same as it was anymore.
Right.
I've kind of like fallen back, you know, by choice to be here for my son. So part of it, I think, is that, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to feel like, dang, okay, they just do not want to accept me as a solo artist. Like, good Jesus. But I can't say all the time. It is frustrating though, because like with this interview and most interviews that I do is very 702 heavy. And I get it. I wouldn't be here talking to y'all if it wasn't for 702. So I respect the brand. But it's just like, y'all ain't heard from 702 in so long, outside of when we finally got back together in 2017, which was dope. That was for y'all for sure, for the fans, and I appreciate that because the love was so overwhelming. But it's just like, I've been grinding for so long by myself. Like, let a sister live.
Right.
Girl, you ain't see me. You ain't see me.
Like, God, no, I ain't been going full throttle, but it's like, sheesh. But it's cool. You know, the good thing about today is you could do what you want to do. Ain't no rules. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The game has changed so much that you could just kind of, like, that's kind of what I do appreciate is I can experiment, and that's what I've been doing. And I could just like, you know, find my way and kind of just see what I want to, how I want to be as a solo artist and sonically what I want to do. And, you know, that's the cool thing about being independent as well. So I ain't tripping. Like I used to worry at night, and look, I used to really be able not to sleep at night worried about it. Like I don't worry about it no more. I feel like it's not that deep. It's just like more important things like my son and, you know, just my sanity and peace of mind than trying to keep up with the Joneses and keep up with the ticks and the talks and the challenges and this and that. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You did the ticks and the talks.
baby, I don't even listen. Like I said, I got 3 followers because I don't do all of that, and I probably should to be deemed as relevant. I guess I should, but I don't really like. I'm just in a different space in life, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've been grinding so long that it's just like the chase is just not there. Like I'm not desperate for it anymore.
Right.
You talk your talk. She said, as she flips hair, I'm not desperate for it anymore. You know?
Okay, at this point, releasing music is a hobby. Okay? Releasing music is just a hobby for me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay? I don't have to do it. I do it because I can.
And because I bless you all. And you're welcome.
That's it. Okay, say thank you. Be grateful, you little unappreciative creatures, you.
You little peasants.
You're right. But no, you know, I pride myself in always keeping my humility and my modesty. But like you said in your intro, you know, people always ask me or kind of, they always mention like, you know, I just feel like she don't get, you know, the recognition she deserves, or do you feel like an underdog, or, you know, do you feel like, you know what I mean, you should be, you know, in a different position in your career because you've contributed this way and that way, and like, and I'm like, I'm not bothered by it, because the fact that I still keep getting, you know, requests for Zooms, I got to have did something right, child.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the people want to hear, they want to talk. Look, they want to talk to me, so I must be talking.
Talk to the people. Talk to the people. Because I feel like we've always wanted to hear from you. Like we just figured you didn't care for the industry anymore. Like you just didn't want to do it anymore.
It is some of that. It is some of that. I ain't gonna lie. It is definitely. I'm in a space, man. I have thrown in the towel several times. I ain't gonna lie.
And they keep throwing it back to you.
They keep throwing it back to me. I just did a Zoom 2 nights ago, and he said, "Why do you like? Why do you? What did he ask me? He's like, what encouraged you to keep going? Because we appreciate the fact that you're still trying and you keep going." And I was like, y'all, because every time I think I'm ready to stop, like I just get this overflow and abundance of love and reception, and like I get my flowers, man. And it's like, it's not that I don't think I'm dope and I need validation, but you know, it feels good to hear it. And it not just feels good to hear it, it makes me feel like, okay, I guess I do have a purpose in this industry still. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because I feel like my purpose is my son. My life has just really changed. And I feel like I did what I was supposed to do in this industry. You know, not to say that I'm done, but I'm like, I'm Gucci. If I don't do nothing else, I'm all right with that. Because it feels good to hear, you know, the stuff sampled in the kids' songs today.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And you know, you can do both.
And I can do both, child. But like I said, it's a hobby, so I can do it at my own pace, and that's what I appreciate.
Yes.
You feel me? Like,
You write your own songs?
I do, but I co-write as well. But now at this age and stuff I've been through, yes.
I got things to
I got
say.
something to say.
For a long time, I used to just sing songs that was demoed or whatever. Now I don't play them games no more. I have to be a part of the creative process, or I won't record it. Period.
How about
In a
that?
sense, is it therapeutic for you as well, writing and
It
kind of using
is.
that?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Like my album is. I mean, it was probably depressing because I was really sad and really just hurt and heartbroken at the time, getting over a relationship. So it's just like, oh gosh, this is heavy, but it felt good because that was for me, my sense of therapy. Absolutely. Like every song I did had a purpose and it was intentional. And it was me just kind of like regurgitating what I was going through, like sonically and melodically, being able to just make it like an audio journal, if you will. You know what I mean? And just go in the booth and just release. Absolutely. I'd have been in the booth crying, honey. Yes, it is definitely there.
Those are the best songs. Because, you know, we love our artists broken.
That's so whack. I'm like,
It is so whack. It's horrible. People, when Mary happy, everybody's like,
trying to release happy music and it ain't even getting no kind of no kind of feedback. Look.
No, they be like, man, she's all happy and
that's terrible.
We need somebody to break her heart. We need somebody to break her heart so we get some music.
That is so bad. Y'all want married. Y'all try to get married to stay sad for years. That
is the truth. We be like, oh, and then she starts screaming at us, I'm fine.
Listen. I don't know what her formula is. Miss Mary has it down. Her formula, I don't know, because she's been out since I was in high school. Mother has not stopped.
Right.
Listen,
okay. Legendary.
How long did it take you to put this project together? How long was the
Doc? I started recording in 2017 and I stopped to reunite 702. Got us back together, went on the road and did all that good stuff as you saw us, and I stopped the album, so I was going back and forth here and there from 2017. This is how many years ago? Okay.
Right.
Now, 2020, and before COVID, I'm like, okay, finally done. We're about to mix and master. I shot one video. We were going to make it a visual album. So got one in the can, and then COVID happened. And I was just like, okay, now what?
Well, thank God that you can still make it visual that we want to see.
Well, that's the thing. You know, I was so disappointed because I'm tired of, I didn't want to just release another single. I'm like, if I release one more single, I really want to release a whole body of work. But my manager was like, listen, girl, we all in the house. Everybody releasing music. Just release it. I'm like, yeah, because clearly the little plan we had has been derailed. Mm-hmm. So ain't no plans no more, as we can see. 2020 has interrupted everybody's plans, whatever plans you thought you had.
Right.
So the whole project, we'll deal with her next year. Let's just go ahead and put out this one song that I at least shot the visual for. It's called Think About Me. I'm excited about it. My boy Yanni out there in LA.
Yanni!
What up?
Yanni! Super.
Yanni's
dope. He's dope.
Sickening. He's so dope. Like, I met him out here in Atlanta by accident, and he was just like, I gotta work with you. And I'm just, because, you know, he worked with Missy, and we just had that vibe. Like, he's like, dude, we gotta work. And I was like, yeah, I would love to. So we made it happen, man. I finally made it to LA, and we ain't not done though. Like, Yanni, really, like 2 or 3 joints, like, we ain't done, friend.
Right.
We got so much more to do. But, you know, I'll take it, though. So, yeah, Yanni did the joint. And I just hope everybody likes it. I'm trying different styles, different vocal styles. I'm not doing the singing that everybody's used to me doing, you know, with 702. I could do that. I can do that live all day. I do that in my sleep. I'm just kind of like at the point where I'm easy breezy. I'm chilling. I'm just, like, giving you just real cool melodies, and you know, I ain't trying too hard. I did all that screaming. I'm not gonna do that. Look, no. Look, no.
She said, this one, I'm in a recliner and I'm singing.
Listen,
sound singer.
So, you know, but it's so dope just to be able to, like I said, experiment, man, and just kind of do your own thing and find out what you like, find out what y'all like. These days, everybody likes to drag you, honey, so I don't be knowing what the kids want, but everybody's so judgmental. You just gotta do you.
nervous do you get? How when you're about to put out something, like how do you feel? Is it an anticipation? I
get anxious, man. I have anxiety, like for real. Not as much, like I said, as I used to. I don't worry myself about these things anymore because I realize, with I guess with becoming older, comes wisdom and knowledge. And you learn the things that you can't control is just that. You can't control it. So why drive yourself crazy about it? All you can do is your best. You know what I'm saying? Put one foot forward, honey, and keep it moving. So
how about that?
I don't be tripping no more. Like, I mean, I wish there were so many things that I could do differently. Always. Because I'm a perfectionist, dog. And I overanalyze. And this album probably could have been done. But I've been taking my time on purpose because I've always, no, I don't know. Let's change this. Let's change that. No, I don't like that. Oh, my God. I'm the worst. I am such a perfectionist. But, I mean, I got to feel good about it at the end of the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But really, it's for me, y'all. It's not even, no shade, no disrespect. I love y'all. But it ain't for y'all no more.
How about that?
It's just not. It's just not. Like, it's for me to be able to say, you know what? I did it. I finally put out a body of work as a solo artist. I could check that off the list and keep it moving.
Right.
We want to grow. We want to move on. We're not chasing being an artist in our 40s. We're not doing it. I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still working on it. I'm still chasing.
I'm Gucci. Well, you know what?
No, and she's not lying.
Listen, I feel like I can be
somebody's group. She wants to be in somebody's
I can be a background singer, dancer.
You can.
So damn bad. Either it's Oaktown 357 where she wants to be.
Hey. Wait a minute, we did a show with them. Oh my God, on the Charm Join the Cruise.
Listen,
2018. I was like, hey. They look great. I was like, wow.
Listen.
Friend, don't you ever let nobody discourage you. You can do it.
Thank you, Mila.
You're welcome.
Doc is a hater. He's a hater. He don't want me to live my dream.
No.
Wait, let me say this. Doc, I'm not fooling with you because you be trying to shut everybody down. You know what?
That's not it. No. I wouldn't be a friend. I would not be a friend if I was to encourage you to do something where I know you don't really have any talent in that regard. Like, you're not a singer, Marla. I would never say go be a singer knowing that you can't.
You don't have to be. Excuse me. What year we living in? You got to be a good singer to be a singer.
Hello?
I mean,
you tell me that everybody has, that's the artist right now got a great voice.
Oh, that is true. That is very true. You're right. Okay, you know what?
In my background, and I'll be killing it. All I gotta do is get a catchy hook.
That's it, girl. And if you got the girl sitting up and got you killing,
I'm saying I twerk a little in the middle of the video.
There you go.
All of a sudden. Then you're gonna be like, yeah, Marla, me and Marla, we're real close. And I'll be like, no,
she letting you have it, bro. She's got a point. But listen, when I finally go on the road, Marlo, listen, you can come. You know what I'm saying? You can sing a little 1 2 1 2 with me.
I'm practicing right now.
I am looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that, Doc.
I was gonna ask you that. Like, are you looking forward to doing these shows by yourself? And
yes.
Have you done
intimate, little small venues?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just real vibey on the stage. I ain't got a whole lot of hoopla going on. I told y'all I'm not putting it on no 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I'm chilling.
Right.
But
we'll be there. We
will be there. I'm so
I ain't gonna put y'all to look. Don't worry. I might not be doing a whole lot of dancing, but I ain't gonna put y'all to sleep on the stage, child.
I know that.
But I just want to, just the artist in me definitely still wants to just get my craft off my chest.
Right.
And then move on. I don't want to stay stuck in this. Like I said, I came out in 1996, and I'm so blessed to have, the longevity that I have in my own right. With 702 being able to contribute to all that we've contributed to. Like, I feel great and blessed about that. I hear my voice all the time sampled on certain songs, and I'll be like, oh, that's me. Hey, girl. Check. Look.
Right.
Absolutely. You'd be like, let me look at my bank account because I'm sure be getting a check.
Listen, come on, royalties. And it's, it just feels good to just be a part of today's generation in that way, to bridge the gap. These kids probably don't even know these little samples that the producers use in their records. But
that is true.
It's dope. But it's okay because they be hitting and it sounds good and they be smashes and it's just like.
But they know
okay.
y'all. They know y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you know, what's funny is they be like, "Oh, my mom used to listen to you. Oh, my parents." I'm like, "Damn,
Girl,
Like, damn.
word." Okay.
that's when you be like,
Okay,
girl,
then.
move. Girl, get out of here.
Right. I'm like,
now.
don't say it too loud. Okay, yes, I'm Auntie Mila, child. Okay.
Right.
But I love this though. Like there are some of these kids who really do know their stuff, and they came up on our stuff. You know, the 702s, the next. Yeah, they get it. Some of these kids really do get it, but that's because their parents kind of turn them on to it.
And the real thing is that if they didn't get it, then y'all wouldn't still be doing shows. I mean, people.
That's true too.
People still want.
It feels good, man. Listen, I'm grateful. That darns Where My Girls At will forever be a, you know.
Listen, from the front
pop
to
anthem and yeah, like you know.
I know the routine. Come on.
Look, they hit us up. What? 2 summers ago, they hit me. Look, they slid in the DM, doc. Like, yo, this Lima Rita, can we use the song in the Lima Rita commercial? And I was like, oh, come on, license them. Yeah, I know. I was like, hey, I don't even fool with y'all, but
I'll take that check though.
Listen. That was,
Rita, I said, hey.
That kind of stuff makes me feel like, okay, I did something right. And I contributed in some way. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that song's hella old. That song came out in 1999.
Right.
And, you know, that feels good. So I'm not saying like I can't, you know, achieve even greater, but I'm okay with my contribution. Like, I feel like I definitely have, you know, made my mark. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you got to make your mark as a solo artist too, because I cannot wait to hear your
Thank you. I get love all around, and I appreciate that. I get love for 702, and I get love from my 702 fans as a solo artist, and then I'm getting new fans and followers, and you know, I appreciate it all. I don't really need a lot, Mo. I really don't. I don't need a whole lot, you know.
We have a friend in common, Erica Jerry.
Oh Lord, it's my best friend. Yes, my best friend.
She was like
so small.
Oh my God, so small.
With her singing behind Jesus,
and she's the one that put me up on you because I knew 702, but she was like, no, that's Meelah.
Oh my God!
And I was like,
that's my boo. Yes, thank you. Oh my God. I know, you know, it's crazy because I've never been that lead singer that always felt like, well, I'm the one doing all the vocals. That was never my attitude. And it's so funny because now I make the joke that I say, well, maybe it should have been. Maybe we would have gone farther had I been that bitch back then. The mean girl. Like,
I'm saying, you could have Bobby Brown a long time ago. You could have Bobby Brown and said, you know what, I'm out. See what y'all do without me. Find yourself in jail.
You know, we get a bad rep, girl. The lead singer get the worst reputation.
Did you ever have that feeling, Mila? Did you ever, at some point throughout the journey, like, you know, like I am?
Well, here's the thing. There's a misconception, Doc, because I did leave the group. I left because things almost got physical, and we just were in a dark space. It was just not good after the second album, and I refused, you know, to stay somewhere where that bullshit was going to go down. Especially when, yes, I felt like I was doing most of the work, and so. Because I felt hurt, because I felt like I had never taken any type of diva attitude, or, you know, I was never mean. Like, I just did my job. And, but I can understand, you know, that's a whole other story, but I get it, you know, nobody really knew what the hell was going on. They just put this girl in a group that was already established. And all of a sudden, you know, I'm doing the leads, whereas that wasn't, you know, that was Misha's position at first. So I get it. You know, if I was on the side, I definitely would have been like, who the hell, what, huh?
Yeah.
But, you know, it just got the best of us eventually. And so I left because it was just too much drama. It got bad at one point, like really bad. But the whack shit is, the misconception is I left on some, I don't need y'all, I'm the lead singer, I'm gonna go do this solo career. Like, that's why I left, to go pursue a solo career. And it's like, no, I left because y'all was bullshit, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it was just like too much going on. That's why I left. But then I ended up going back because I was messing with Total. Like, I was Diddy. He was trying to put me in Total. Like, I was just trying to figure it out. I was writing with that boy. Like, I was just writing.
You were going to be the fourth member
writing. Yes, for 5 seconds, girl. Oh. I was Puff, when they were going through transition as well, and Puff was like, oh, shit, okay. You're in your group? Okay, well, what's up? That's so funny. I was like, I was flattered, but I didn't want to become a group hopper. But we recorded songs together, yeah.
Really? Wait, where are those songs at?
I don't know. I want to know. I always people that know that story be like, "Where's the music?" I said, "Child, I have no idea." I'm gonna ask Keisha. I be asking Keisha, "Girl, where's the song?" Keisha might actually have.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's why I said I love Soda. Those are my sisters. Like I love them. It's so cool. They're like family. Right. But anyway, yeah. So I never had that attitude. I never felt like deuces, I'm out because I don't need y'all. Never. But as time has gone on, because of course, I'm sure the perception was, somebody probably was in my ear back in the day trying to make me have this ego. And even if that was the case, I was just this child. I was just the naive, nice girl that I didn't want to be that person. Right. For what? But as time went on and I got older and I just started living life and experiencing different things and life got real, I definitely started to feel like, shit, I deserve more. Mm-hmm. Not more money, but just more appreciation.
In general. Mm-hmm.
More appreciation. I think I used to really feel underappreciated for a long time.
Do you think that factors in maybe why people don't mention you as much as the top vocalist because you kind of stayed on the low?
Yeah, I definitely think that. For sure. Because I'm not really in your face like that. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think that. I think if I was more out there and just would have moved differently in my beginning stages of my solo career, absolutely. I think so. I was living in LA, as you know, Doc, and I was just kind of doing everything by myself for a long time. Mm-hmm. And, just kind of trying to figure it out. And so it wasn't like I was out there pushing my, look, I sound like a drug dealer, pushing my product. I stayed in this, I lived in the studio because that's just all I knew. But I wasn't out there like pushing my music and going hard, in the paint, like really trying to promote it or anything like that. You feel me? I was just doing it because that's all I knew to do.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely feel like that. But listen, I don't take no offense. If you know about it and you rock with me, cool. If not, sleeping on me, that's cool too. I really don't care. That's your loss. You miss out. It's cool. Everything ain't for everybody. I might not be someone's, main course. I may not be someone's appetite. Somebody really might not. It's a preference thing at the end of the day. You feel me?
You can be people out there. You can be a chocolate dessert. Don't trip.
Okay, calm down, boys.
I had.
I set y'all up for that one, huh?
Yeah, you did. You so did.
Marlo, I dressed up today for this interview.
You did. Oh, and I feel so bad because, friend, I did not. Oh.
You good? You good?
Sorry.
He said, do you see these
girls next time, Doc, I'm going to have some glasses. Ready. Look, I'll be ready next time.
Listen, I'm so happy that you even came to do this interview.
Thank y'all, man.
I love you, and it sounds creepy, but I do.
It does not. Thank you. I appreciate the love, man. I do. I feel it. I receive it. Girl, that's what I'm saying. People like you make me keep going, girl. I need all of that. Thank you.
Everything. I was like, yo, she's dark-skinned like me. She can sing like me.
Oh, wait till you see the new video. I'm so chocolate. And what?
Come on, Chocolate Tea.
On purpose. I said, make me.
She said on purpose.
I said, I want to be hella melanin. I want my melanin.
Let's go. Wait, so when do we see the video? When do we see
the video? This is the light right here, but see the real light.
Listening.
All about that chocolate, girl.
Yeah. When do we see the video? When can we see the video?
The video, again, the video and the song, child. We just want to say it's going to be up and available before Christmas.
Okay.
Are you gonna put them? Are you gonna release it all at the same time, Mila? Even though before Christmas, I
would like to. I would like to release them synonymously. I don't know that is going to actually happen or not, because I know me. I get antsy and I might just say, forget it. The song will be out in a few days. Here go the video, child.
Right.
And just release that first. Whatever comes first. When you're at the restaurant, you say you're so hungry. It's like, child, just bring whatever is ready. Bring it out.
So do you like the idea, and obviously there's pros and cons, but being able to like, you know what, I have a song and I think it's ready to be received and I can put it out tomorrow if I want to. Do you like having that autonomy, or do you like having the machine and having everything planned out? And, which one do you prefer?
Well, when I first started this independent grind, I definitely was. It was foreign. I didn't really appreciate not having that machine. I ain't gonna lie, because it felt that was the security blanket that I'm used to. That we're used to. You know what I'm saying? That's what I come from. So at first I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't like this. I don't like not having everything in place and in order. You know, with specific dates and this and that. But then on the flip side, I'm like, I don't need nobody to. You know, you can kind of just do whatever you want to do. Ain't no rules, you know what I mean? I don't have no deadlines. I don't have nobody I have to answer to. You feel me? So that part of it, I actually appreciate. And while I do still want things structured and in order, I have learned to just relax, Doc. Because I'm telling you, I'd be like over the top anxious. So I just lay back now and just let things,
happen how they're supposed to happen.
Flow and fall where they may, yes, because but I ain't gonna lie, hell, I would love a machine. Shoot, give me a coin to go ahead and put this stuff out.
Right.
That's for freaking Luli, because I shot my first video that I put out 2 years ago with music, our duet. I shot that video and I paid for that out of my little Bank of America checking account, okay?
Right.
Look.
Right.
She said, I remember when them coins left.
Listen, I was like, oh, hold on, how much?
Ain't nobody got an iPhone 11?
Hey, I'm trying to tell you. So of course, like with stuff like that, I'll be like, shoot, where's the tour? What you call it, Doc?
The budget, the per diem.
Budget, the per diem, the whole tour fund. Period.
Right.
Dude, that's a whole nother. But you know, it's cool. I mean, I just like the fact that I can do what I want to do.
Right.
I ain't got to answer to nobody.
Love it.
So before Christmas is coming, what is the name of the single and the chocolate video that we are all anticipating?
Lord, what I said that for? So it's called Think About Me. It's called Think About Me, and it's the beginning of a story. Again, remember this was all tied into a visual album. So this is like the first visual, and then the next video is like a continuation of this video.
Okay.
So I had to make sure to go back and just put to be continued, because like I said, everything has changed. So I was like, I just hit the video director up like within the past 48 hours. I was like, yo, I need you to put to be continued at the end because everything's different now. So, you know, it's just the beginning of a story that I'm trying to tell with this relationship, you know, and just the heartbreak and just the bull that I was, you know, going through at the time. So it's really not a whole lot, you know. I pretty much created the treatment, and you'll see that you'll see my name at the end of it, yeah. But it's real simple, you know. It's really just when you watch it, you really don't know what to think. You don't know if I'm crazy, about to snap, you know. What is she thinking? Like, what is going on? Because the song is basically asking, like, what do you think about me? Because your actions say one thing and your mouth say another. So what do you really think about me?
It's about to be a theme song. I can feel it in my spirit.
Because I don't believe you. Okay. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I can't wait for y'all to see it. It's subtle, and like I said, it's just you start real subtle, so you could just, you know, continue to rise, and that's what this is all about.
Yeah,
like
okay,
I'm all about evolution and growing and, you know, evolving, and man, I'm excited. I'm just happy just to finally be creative again, because I ain't gonna lie, I've been sitting in this house like really going through it emotionally. Right. Yeah. It's COVID. I ain't gonna even lie. It's been rough. Just mentally, it's just been rough. You know, all our little shows got canceled, dog. You know, it's just
let's not even do it.
Tough. Yeah.
It's been real rough.
And just having to do school with my son every day from 9 to 4, because we're now in 6th grade, so we transitioned from elementary to middle school, and middle school was from 9 to 4. Why y'all didn't tell me it was from 9 to 4?
I ain't been there in a long time.
Right. I sure ain't been there. I said, what time? So we be on the computer from 9 to 4, and I'm just in this house every day, all day, and I was.
Oh yeah,
I literally was about to lose it.
Yeah.
No, for real. And like, cause I really don't go anywhere. You know, my mother lives with me, and so I have to be very mindful of like, you know, my mom and my son, just with this whole, you know, COVID situation, just trying to be respectful and not out in the streets wilding while putting them in danger and myself. So I really been at the crib.
And I heard Atlanta's looking
Off the chain.
Atlanta's crazy in these streets.
Yeah, they're not tripping out there in Atlanta.
They don't care. That's ignorance. That's a whole other conversation. But that's why I sit in the house. But that can weigh on your mentals, and it's just like, yo. So for the longest, you know, I wasn't in a creative space at all, like at all. This song was supposed to come out a while ago. When we first started quarantining, my manager was like, well, just put it out since it ain't gonna be a part of this whole what we thought. Just put it out since we're just at the crib. And I was just like, no, I don't want to. I'm tired of putting out singles. I wanted to be a part of it. Girl, sit down. Now here we are, December, and look,
Get
I
the
gave
music
you.
out there. Give us free. Let us hear
Give
it.
us free, friend. To get myself free and unshackle the shackles.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So it's kind of, yeah.
It's coming. So think about me, produced by my man Yanni, super talented producer. We can expect the video.
I have the exact date, Doc. I'll text you and I'll give it to you.
Please do. We're looking forward to it. Make sure we have it so Smooth D can play it. You know, we're on a few different stations, so we're gonna make sure that you get the proper love that you're supposed to. Absolutely.
Cool.
Mila, thank you so much. You know, we've been trying to make this happen. So I'm glad that you finally.
I'm glad it happened because you was gonna keep letting me have it, trying to make the people think I'm a bad person. You was gonna keep on talking about me.
Oh yeah. That's how.
Making my character.
Mila, that's the rules, and I don't make up the rules. As Mila J says, that's the rules. I didn't make the rules up.
I didn't say that was the rule, though.
Thank you, friend. See, you thought he tried to throw you under the bus.
I text Mila yesterday or the day before, like, you know what? I feel
yesterday
because you haven't
gave me 24-hour notice yesterday.
He was like, stop it. Like, she came at me. I could feel her energy through the phone. Like, you better.
Because that's not true. Doc, you asked me how long ago. What did I say? Did I say no? No, I said yes. I always say yes. We just never made it happen. I don't live there, which I don't have to live there as we see. But I told you a long time ago.
Oh, you did?
That's on you, kid.
I forgot to say that. My bad.
You were following up. Look.
My bad. I didn't say that part.
Exactly. Look, y'all must have needed somebody. Y'all ran out of gas, so they said, "Oh shoot, all right, go ahead with y'all."
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
You actually got bumped. You actually bumped somebody.
We were on a group text. We were all three of us were on a group text, and Smooth said something about Mila, and I was like, you know what? I'm about to hit Mila right now. But it all started from a group text. Yeah.
Well, that's dope. Thank y'all. And look how I showed up for you, friend. I ain't leave you hanging. You see,
I appreciate you.
I won't leave you hanging.
You did that. You did that. We got 20 years.
I was like, I see she doing all of these little Zooms with these little, you know, it's a lot of new journalists since COVID.
Oh, yeah. And that was part of the reason why I felt a certain kind of way. Like, did I just go on the show with, did she just interview with, oh, okay, nah, we ain't having that.
I know. I already knew
he threw his phone across the room. He threw his phone across the room when he saw you on one interview. He was like,
exactly. I know he did.
All right, thank you so much for
watching
with the Caffeine show. As soon as you get the exact date, make sure we know about it. Make sure we get the song, and we will support it every way that we can.
Thank you. I need all the support I can get. Thank you so much.
And what's your social media, or do you?
Yes.
Even
how can we be?
We gotta get you more.
You have 3 followers, but now you'll have 6.
Now I have 7. Right. Thanks. So all of my social media handles are the same at It's Meelah. ITSMEELAH. It's Meelah. I'm mostly on Instagram. I don't tweet, hardly, which is bad, but I never tweet. And I'm never on Facebook. So holla at me.
And she got a green check.
Me on the ground. That's all I'm saying. Just holla at me on the ground. I don't have no tick or no talk. I told y'all that. I don't have no
Listen, she got
what's the other one?
ton of damn followers, and she got a blue check.
Oh, she's certified. She's verified.
Yes. She over here talking about 3. Now I got 3.
She's certified in the streets.
Y'all so sweet. Thank you for trying to make me feel good about myself. Because y'all know, 155,000 followers for a so-called celebrity or public figure is Charles.
Oh no.
3 followers. It ain't even 255. It's 155. But you know, that's because I don't try.
Girl, I'm here for your pictures. I am here for your pictures, honey.
Oh yeah. I
what?
double tapped a couple times. I felt kind of a little.
We are now
but I had to.
friends. I am.
That,
Oh,
hey,
so
that
friends.
chocolate. That
Thank you for the
chocolate.
love, friend.
I
It's
just
gonna
double
be so
tapped.
bad. It's gonna be so bad. I'm being your comments like,
You
okay,
know what?
girl.
Sis,
I'm
I used to
double
do
tapping.
better. I'm gonna do better just because you. Thank you for that love. I used to pop a little better on the ground. Now I don't really.
Come on, Sophie with the red lip.
You know what?
I'm double tapping as we speak.
Hey, thank you, double tap. Thank you, double tap.
All right, you guys. Mila, thank you so
y'all.
much. Anytime.
Thank you,
And
Doc.
our special guest, Mila.
Right, let me put my
Brand
baby
new
in bed.
single coming out by Christmas. Think About Me. AM Caffeine Show.
Yes.
We will be back once again next week. Mila, thank you so much. Anytime.
Thank you. In the meantime, before I go,
Yeah.
listen. In the meantime, while y'all waiting for Think About Me, I have music out there. I got music out there.
Yeah,
So
music
just
out
put my
there.
name in, and
And it'll
I got
pop
music.
up. So is it out there? It's on YouTube, SoundCloud, everywhere?
Spotify.
Tidal,
All that.
all
Oh,
that.
She said, Google me.
like you know what it is. You know what it is.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
There
All
it is.
digital platforms. Check me out. Thank y'all for the love.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Mila, so much. Love you. Appreciate it. AM
Bye. Love
So-
y'all. Happy holidays, y'all.
Thank you.
Same.